Engagement means like when you feel like you can't focus on anything around you. Like, for example, when you're reading, like I have lots of engagement when I'm reading. So when people are making lots of noise around me, I don't even focus about them. Like I just focus on my book and it feels like they're not even there.
You don't want to stop doing it, or you lose track of time, I guess.
Rap or like minerals and things like that.
When, like, if you're like reading a really good book, or not like stop reading because the book is so good.
Students who are having a great time in their classrooms, it's not just fun. That's true engagement. When students have the opportunities to interact in a personal way with what they're learning. And it's that excitement, it's not the compliance, it's not the sitting and looking and listening, it's actually them doing and engaging with the work that they're presented.
From a research standpoint, reapplication and retention of knowledge is really what happens when students are more engaged. So the more we can get students engaged, the more likely they are to retain and reapply knowledge at a later time. Ignite Engagement is a program that, in short, is designed to help students become more engaged as often as we can in their classrooms. There are 2 layers of it now. The program originally started with Ellen Oliver Keene's work around engagement and knowing that you need to have a sense of belonging for students in order to truly be engaged. Dr. Goldie Muhammad's work for Cultivating Genius was just a natural tie to bring in the last few years of the work. So part of learning about the definition of engagement and helping students define it and understand it so they can take ownership of whether or not they are engaged, 4 pillars are used to help students understand engagement. The 4 pillars are emotional resonance, perspective bending, the aesthetic world, and intellectual urgency. So as students come to understand what those 4 pillars are and how those are defined, they're able to identify when they're engaged, why they're engaged, how it's happening for them, and learn a little bit about being metacognitive in their engagement, knowing when they're engaged, helping themselves to re-engage, to bring a lot more student agency for them as well. We know that professional development in isolation does not work well. So when the program was designed, that was with that in mind. So there are many layers to the program that help support the members, whether they're a cohort member or in a lab school, bring this work to life for our students.
I have been blessed with the opportunity to be involved with the cohort since its beginning. So for 4 years, I've been in it. And every single year, we've added another classroom teacher to this work in the district I come from. And so now I'm supporting 4 teachers from building in our work. And it's just so exciting, not only to see this work happen in classrooms for those students, but the surprising byproduct of it, or the excitement for me, is seeing the teachers I'm supporting reignite their own passions for teaching. And when our teachers are the best versions of themselves, they're the best for their students. And so their excitement is contagious, and you can see that and feel that in their classrooms. So it exponentially impacts our students in such a positive way.
I have the privilege to be a part of Ignite Engagement for the 2nd year in a row, and it has been very exciting. I am newer to the profession. This is my 4th year teaching. My first year was with COVID, and if I could get through that, I think I can get through anything, hopefully. But this cohort and this program has been very inspiring to be a part of. I feel like I entered education in a time of uncertainty with the pandemic, as well as just a cultural shift of what teaching really is, seeing a lot of teacher burnout, especially with younger teachers, and I'm just really glad that I'm able to have a support system to celebrate the successes of what's happening in the classroom, and also to have that support system of, this isn't working, we need to change something. It's also really inspiring to have administration and literacy coaches and just peers and authors that are here to support you and to celebrate all those successes.
When we think about what we want for our children, for our students, I would hope it's that we want to create authentic human beings who feel like they belong somewhere, that they're welcomed, that they can take ownership of themselves and become independent in their ability to learn. None of that can happen if there's not engagement. Engagement is the vessel to creating human beings who can operate to bring their own imagination to life.